Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. A couple weeks ago I released my Italian wedding cake recipe from my cookbook, and you guys are absolutely loving that coconut cake recipe. So today I'm going to share another one with you. I'll be making my coconut Kahlua cake with coffee, French buttercream, and chocolate ganache. You guys are going to love everything about this cake. It's made with light and fluffy coconut cake layers that are soaked with Kahlua coffee liqueur, and then we're gonna make that coffee French buttercream, add some chocolate ganache, some goodies on top, and this cake is absolutely stunning and delicious. For the French buttercream recipe and the full recipe for this cake, just head on down into that video description box. Let's get this recipe started with the wet ingredients first. I have 1 1/4 cups of unsalted butter. I've softened that at room temperature, and to that I'll add in 1 1/2 cups of white granulated sugar. And I like to have tons and tons of coconut flavor in this cake, so I'm going to add 1 tablespoon or 3 teaspoons of coconut extract. This cake tastes like vacation breakfast. You have the coffee flavor, the coconut, it's so good. I'll cream the butter and sugar together for a couple minutes until that butter is light and fluffy. Next, I'll slowly add in the eggs. And then once you add in all the eggs, keep mixing for a few more minutes until you have a creamy and smooth mixture. And then pour in 1 1/2 cups of coconut milk, but don't stir it in just yet. Moving on to the dry ingredients, I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. To that I'll add in 1 tablespoon or 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/3 teaspoon of salt. Mix that all together. And then I'll sift the dry ingredients into the batter. And then mix in the dry ingredients just until they're well incorporated. I've prepared 3 8-inch cake pans, just lined the bottom with parchment paper and then sprayed the sides with the baking spray. And I'm going to divide this batter evenly between the 3 pans. And these cake layers are ready to go into my preheated oven. I've set it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. They're going to bake for about 28 to 30 minutes, and then once they're done baking, just let them cool completely. And then while I'm waiting for these to cool, I'm going to make my French buttercream. And now I have a separate video recipe for that. Just head on over, watch that video, and then come back to this recipe to see how I put the cake together. And time to assemble this stunning cake. Once my cake layer is cooled completely, I just took a sharp serrated knife, leveled off the top. I have my coffee chocolate French buttercream ready, and then I measured out about 1/4 cup of some Kahlua coffee liqueur, and then just grab a pastry brush and generously soak each cake layer. Add a generous amount of the frosting, and we're going to repeat the same thing for each layer. I transferred my cake onto a different stand, and now I'm going to garnish the outside. I have some toasted coconut I'm going to press into the sides. Next, I'll add a simple chocolate ganache. And now let's cut into this gorgeous cake to see what it looks like on the inside. In addition to the chocolate ganache, I just added some cookies and a little bit more frosting on the top. And how gorgeous does that look? And that's it for my coconut Kahlua cake. I had so much fun decorating the top. That's actually one of my favorite parts of making a cake, is just adding those garnishes and the frostings and the chocolate ganache. Now it's time to dig in and enjoy this cake. Looks so good. The flavors in this cake are absolutely phenomenal. I love the combination of that sweet coconut cake with that coffee flavored liqueur, and then you have that coffee flavored buttercream. This is like a little bite of heaven. It's so fluffy and creamy and absolutely delicious. If you love coconut and you love coffee, this is the perfect combination of both. Just head on down into that video description box. I have the full recipe posted up on my blog. Hope you guys get a chance to make this cake, and if you do make it, I'd love to see your recreation of it. You can always tag your cakes with Tatyana's Everyday Food on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.